Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, we are learning more about a deadly crash involving an experienced race car driver. David Steele died Saturday night during a sprint car crash at the DeSoto Speedway. ABC 7's Erica Jackson spoke with local racers who say fatal crashes are a rare sight in the racing industry, but can still happen.
Several racers on the Suncoast called Dave Steele one of the best racers here in Florida. The 42-year-old died on Saturday night during a crash at the DeSoto Speedway.
He's an absolutely fantastic racer. He was always fun to watch.
Amateur racer Andy Haase recalls interacting with pro sprint car racer David Steele on several occasions. The former USAC Silver Crown champion died on Saturday during a fatal crash trying to win his 100th race in Florida.
He was definitely a fearless driver. You can watch him race from the start of the race. He would go from the back all the way to the front in just a handful of laps.
The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says the left front wheel of Steele's car made contact with the wheel of another car during the race's opening lap. They say his car spun 180 degrees before hitting the wall. He was treated by paramedics, but later pronounced dead at the scene.
It just goes to show that there's always risk, no matter how good you are, and with all the safety devices that we have today and as safe as the cars are, it's never going to be 100%.
Gary Savage is a race car driver and works in the racing industry. He says there are more risks driving on I-75 than on a high-speed racetrack while wearing protective gear.
When you think about the numbers of races that go on and the number of racers that are racing all across this country, it is pretty rare to have a fatality.
The DeSoto Speedway could not be reached for comment, but issued a statement on its Facebook page. Thoughts and prayers go out to Steele's family and friends who were all in attendance to see him try and win his 100th Florida race. Haase says he will remember Steele for his accomplishments, like owning every sprint car record at the DeSoto Speedway.
Anything he was in, he always put his heart forward. Was a great race car driver, one of my favorites to watch.
Many of their fans are sharing their memories and condolences to the Steele family and praising their support for the entire racing community. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Erica. Now to a developing story out of Ohio, where Cincinnati police are still searching for suspects in a massive shooting spree that left one man dead and at least 15 more injured inside a nightclub. ABC's Janae Norman is in Cincinnati with more on this investigation.
Multiple gunmen still on the loose.
We got several people injured.
More than a dozen victims recovering from the deadly shooting inside this Cincinnati nightclub. Police say it started when several men got into an argument.
And it escalated into shots being fired from several individuals.
A night out ended in chaos for the hundreds of people inside the club when gunfire rang out around 1:30 a.m.
People was running, trampling, stepping over us, everything. I kind of like scarred my arms and my knees falling on the ground.
Witnesses reported hearing nearly 20 rounds fired as they ran for their lives.
We got cars jumping curbs and people everywhere.
16 people were hit by bullets. One of them, 27-year-old O'Brien Spikes, died. Police were quick to say the shooting was not terror-related, but detectives are looking into how multiple weapons made it past security and into the packed club.
It is my understanding that they do wand individuals and pat them down. However, what we know at this point, several firearms were able to be brought inside the bar.
Investigators haven't said how many shooters they're looking for, but they do believe multiple gunmen are responsible, and they haven't yet made any arrests. Janae Norman, ABC News, Cincinnati.
And more details on a family of 4 killed in Alabama after their plane returning home from a Florida vacation went down on its way to Tennessee. Authorities have identified the victims of that crash as the Crenshaw family. Officials say the plane was traveling from Kissimmee, Florida to Jackson, Tennessee when something went horribly wrong. Tonight, the NTSB and FAA are both exploring areas where debris had fallen, but a cause has yet to be determined.
Well, no doubt with this involving a family and children involved as well, those are always particularly hard calls.
The lives that were unfortunately lost, it takes a toll.
The relatives of the family say they are grief-stricken and in shock. Their family is prominent in Jackson, Tennessee, with roots that go back to the Revolutionary War. Back here on the Suncoast, hundreds of cyclists participating in Cyclovia Bradenton today. The focus of the event, raising community awareness to the different modes of transportation. Also highlighting the importance of making bike riding safer for riders who have to share the road with vehicular traffic.
We were recently rated one of the most unsafe places for bicyclists, the Manatee-Sarasota area. So we want to do something to kind of bring awareness to that topic and start to talk about ways that we can make bicycling and other modes of transportation more accessible and more available and safe in our community.
Cyclovia was the kickoff event for Manatee County's Millennial Conference this week, an opportunity for the younger Suncoast generation to get together and discuss the topics that matter the most to them. And a beautiful day to ride a bike, and one of the things you need is sunshine and a nice dry day. And according to Wendy Ross, we have a few more of those coming our way.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, we've got very nice weather right now. It's 70 degrees. We've had a couple more clouds move on into the picture. Throughout the day today, we saw plenty of sunshine, and then towards the latter part of the day, a few more clouds started to move on in, and that's what we're getting right now. And you can see the humidity has risen to 81%, and the winds are still fairly calm. They're coming in out of the east at around 6 miles per hour. Now around the state, we've already dropped down to 69 degrees on Longboat Key, and you can see everyone else is mostly in the 70s, a couple of 60s over the central part of the state. We've got a cold front moving in our direction. What's more interesting is we have Invest 90, which is a tropical system forming out in the Atlantic, and we are going to be talking more about that in just a few minutes. Adam?
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. A young Northport woman has been arrested today after months of investigating by the Florida Highway Patrol. On October 8th, a serious accident involving 3 vehicles occurred on US 41 and Easy Street in Charlotte County, injuring 7 people and killing 1. 19-year-old Northport woman Ashlyn Eaton was pronounced dead after being taken to a nearby hospital, and 18-year-old Kelsey Lanier was approaching this intersection northbound when she failed to stop and hit the back of another vehicle. The 3 passengers in her car were not wearing seatbelts, and after an investigation, detectives have found that Lanier was driving impaired. She had been charged with DUI manslaughter after testing positive for Xanax, a derivative of cocaine, and other drugs. She was also charged with 3 counts of DUI, serious bodily injury, injury to another, and property damage. A judge says a lawsuit brought forward by the victims of the Orlando nightclub massacre against the gunman's employer and wife may be tossed out in federal court. Sunday, the judge gave the plaintiffs 10 days to file a revised lawsuit, or he would dismiss the complaint. Almost 6 victims and families of the deceased filed that lawsuit against security firm G4S and the wife of Omar Mateen, claiming they could have stopped him before the attack that killed 49 people last June. The community of Newtown in the spotlight today with a film about the area's unique history. Newtown Alive explores the courage, dignity, and determination in a rapidly changing neighborhood. The director of the Newtown Conservation Historic District says the project was about creating a combination of recorded history and putting it into one place for people to learn from.
The city wanted a comprehensive document about the 100-year history of Newtown, backed up with primary and secondary source documents. So I was hired to do that. This history needs to be preserved, and progress must continue to build Newtown's infrastructure and improve it in every way possible.
Oldham says that documentary was a way for the city to start a conversation in the community about preserving that history in Newtown. Still to come here on ABC 7, investigators finding new evidence in the case of a missing 15-year-old girl allegedly kidnapped by her former teacher. And the suspect involved in a fatal shooting on the Las Vegas Strip behind bars, the investigation into why he fired his gun on a public bus.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has answered calls for recovery and treatment 24/7, 365 days a year. If you're depressed, drinking, using drugs, or taking pills, call now and talk to someone who cares.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Most insurance covers substance abuse. You can get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call 800-622-1941. 800-622-1941.
For years, I told everyone my Craftmatic adjustable bed was the greatest until I got the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has an adjustable pillow feature that's awesome. You're gonna want one too when you see how little they cost.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less, featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest, bedside power plugs, underbed night lights, and more. Available in all mattress types with optional heat and soothing massage for as much as half the price of Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. Adjust the rising pillow feature to help align your head, neck, and shoulders. See for yourself with our 30-day in-home trial. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You gotta see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-237-0214. That's 1-800-237-0214. Call 1-800-237-0214. Call now.
The Sarasota Film Festival is March 31st through April 9th, featuring independent films from around the world, panels, parties, and conversations with stars, all happening in downtown Sarasota.
You don't want to miss it, so get your festival guide and choose the films and events you want to attend.
Buy your tickets online, by phone, or at the Hollywood 20 box office. They go fast, so get them now.
So join us to see and be seen.
I'm Alan Cohn. Who will work the fields? Suncoast agriculture depends on migrant workers. Find out why farms are short-handed this year.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you. ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
New developments in the coast-to-coast search for a missing teacher accused of kidnapping a 15-year-old female student. The two were last seen 2 weeks ago, and police believe they may have changed their appearances and are hiding out. Authorities say the teen and her former teacher, 50-year-old Tad Cummins, were communicating just days before he allegedly kidnapped her. Investigators believe the pair were leaving secret messages through a computer at their school.
They would save the message or let it save as a draft. The other person would log in, read the message, and then delete it.
She told me that she had met this guy and that she was talking about him and she seemed really happy.
Cummins' former co-worker is offering a $5,000 reward to anyone who can help find the missing teen. Las Vegas police say so far they found no motive for the shooting that closed off the famous Vegas Strip for hours during a police standoff. Authorities have identified 55-year-old Roland Cardenas as the suspected shooter on Saturday. Cardenas surrendered peacefully after a standoff inside of a double-decker bus that lasted more than 4 hours. He has been booked on suspicion of murder, attempted murder, burglary, and opening fire in public. The bus had stopped on the Strip near the Cosmopolitan Hotel Casino, and passengers were leaving when witnesses say Cardenas stood up and fired several rounds from a handgun. 2 people nearby were struck, including a Montana man identified as Gary Breitling, who ended up dying. Meanwhile, Las Vegas officials have released new photos from a heist just hours before that standoff Saturday at the Bellagio Hotel and Casino. Police say thieves entered the hotel shopping mall just after midnight when they busted through the windows of a jewelry store and smashed display cases with sledgehammers, all while wearing animal masks. And police say they do have one suspect in custody, but that person's identity has not been released. In Georgia, police have identified the pilot who was killed in a small plane crash. Cobb County police say 78-year-old Robert George Westlake died in the Friday evening crash, the plane crashing into a family's home just 3 miles from an airport northwest of Atlanta. Federal investigators say the pilot told air traffic controllers before the crash that he was having an issue with the autopilot feature. The plane was on its way to Fulton County Airport when it crashed next to a house and exploded. No one on the ground was injured. A grim prediction for American workers, jobs expected to be snapped up by robots sooner than you might think. According to a new report out from Prince Waterhouse Cooper, machines could take more than 38% of U.S. jobs in about 15 years. Prototypes are already being created to deliver your room service, drive you where you want to go, and deliver everything you need without anyone ever leaving their home. But President Trump's top economic chief says we are at least 50 years away from robots replacing American workers.
In terms of artificial intelligence taking over American jobs, I think we're like so far away from that not even on my radar screen.
As for the jobs believed to be least likely to be replaced, the ones that require higher level thinkings, such as teaching and healthcare, and of course TV anchor, I believe,
and
is
weather,
on that list.
And weather, we could never replace
well, you know,
that.
we don't want to get caught up in ranking them 1 and 2 or anything, but we'll just let you the viewers, decide who's most important. Come on.
There you go. There you go.
Come on, a robot can't give you this.
No, a robot can't. Absolutely, I agree with you 1,000%. I mean, really and truly, if I didn't tell you how warm it was today, you wouldn't know that.
You wouldn't know.
And a robot's never going to tell you.
And it wouldn't be as calming.
It wouldn't be.
You wouldn't have that kind of calmness behind it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we did have a beautiful day today. I mean, take a look at these temperatures. 83 was our daytime high, 61 the overnight low. Normally we're 59 and 78 degrees, so a little warm for this time of the year. And as you can see, we did have a record set back on the state in 1956, 41 degrees, 88 in 2007. That wasn't that long ago. And so what we are looking at right now is that we did see some very warm temperatures all around the state. We did get some rain across the panhandle of Florida. It didn't affect the temperatures very much. And we actually saw temperatures approaching 85 degrees in some locations right here awfully close to home. So along the Sun Coast, we only saw our temperatures mostly in the low to mid 80s today, but Punta Gorda reported 85 degrees, and we also saw Parrish at 84 degrees. So those were some of the hot spots around the region, and we are seeing some very dry air sitting on top of us once again. So that seems to be our story, and it's going to stay with us for the next couple of days. We do have a cold front that's moving across the state of Texas, and that frontal system is going to help to produce some very strong showers across Texas and Oklahoma, but that moisture really doesn't make its way here. The frontal system is lifting off towards the north. So what we have instead is just a few showers that have been forming over the central part of the state, very light rains that have moved through. They haven't even allowed you to turn your water sprinklers on across the region. We've had some very quiet conditions reported throughout the region. But this is what we're looking at right here, and we're going to continue to watch this weather move off towards the east. And in the meantime, out in the Atlantic, we have Invest 90, and this is a tropical system. It's awfully hard to believe. This is a rarity for this time of the year. There are gale force winds that are now taking place at the center of this system, and the good news is it is moving away from the U.S. mainland. So the spaghetti models are showing that we're keeping this system, tracking it well away from the U.S. mainland and certainly from the state of Florida, but it's just unbelievable. We are going to see a riptide along the east coast of Florida. We've got strong winds that will be affecting the east coast, and some of these showers will try to make their way over to the west coast of Florida, but it doesn't appear as though that's going to be holding together, so we're not looking for rain in our forecast over the next couple of days. We have that the high pressure dominating, and then of course we've got the low pressure system out in the Atlantic moving away from the state of Florida and the U.S. mainland. This is what it's going to look like for us over the next several days, and we are only going to get a chance of rain, just a 20% chance, beginning Saturday. Adam?
Thank you, Wendy. A University of South Florida football player shot in Tampa. The details coming up in sports.
With a top prize of $10 million, the new $10 million World-Class Cash Scratch-Off from the Florida Lottery is your ticket to take on the world. $10 million World-Class Cash Scratch-Off from the Florida Lottery. One of our life-changing scratch-offs offering billions in cash prizes.
Our community has its struggles. The fact is, people have less than they did just a few years ago, and sadly, the need becomes more profound every day. Season of Sharing provides funds to help individuals and families in need, ensuring they will not end up homeless and without a roof over their heads. Together, providing a helping hand and making a difference. Season of Sharing. Give today at cfsarasota.org.
I'm Alan Cohn. Who will work the fields? Suncoast agriculture depends on migrant workers. Find out why farms are short-handed this year.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular received a J.D. Power Award for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-297-5313. Go to consumercellular.com or visit a Target or Sears store today.
Attention! This is an important message for anyone who has taken Xarelto or Pradaxa. If you or a loved one took the blood thinner medication Xarelto or Pradaxa and was then hospitalized for internal bleeding, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to serious, even fatal internal bleeding. If you suffered a stroke, heart attack, or serious internal bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call us now. Our network of attorneys have years of experience fighting the big pharmaceutical companies and is ready to fight for you. Potential claims are being reviewed for users of Xarelto or Pradaxa who have suffered severe bleeding or hemorrhaging, stroke, or even death. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You won't pay a thing unless your case is settled. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone.
Please call 800-928-6604. That is 800-928-6604.
Now, sports.
South Florida football player Hassan Childs is in the hospital after being shot 3 times. The redshirt senior was involved in an off-campus road rage incident, according to police. Around 11 p.m. on Saturday, Giovanni Jimenez told 911 Childs pointed a gun at him, his wife, and his child. Jimenez then shot the defensive back in the arm and torso in what he called self-defense. New USF head football coach Charlie Strong called the incident concerning in a statement, and Childs made 16 tackles in 5 games for the Bulls last season. The Hillsborough State Attorney's Office will determine if any charges need to be filed. The University of North Carolina looking to get back into the national championship game they narrowly lost last year. In the second half, Justin Jackson helping to do his part, 19 points for the junior tonight. This one closes the gap to just 1. Then it was the Wildcats down 4 with less than a minute to go. Freshman Malik Monk hitting a huge three-pointer to cut that deficit to 1. But then Monk falls asleep on defense. Watch as Jackson gets free for an easy lob pass, and a fast break bucket makes the lead 3 again. And here is Monk with a chance to be a hero, and he comes up big for the Wildcats. That ties the game. 7 seconds to go. UNC looking for an open shooter, and it's Luke May for the win. UNC 15 points off the bench for May. None bigger than that last shot. The Tar Heels are going to the Final Four. The University of Florida's season has come to an end. The Gators losing to SEC rival South Carolina in the Elite Eight earlier today. After finishing the first half with 7 straight three-pointers, the Gators shot 0% from beyond the arc in the second half. Head coach Mike White admits it did hurt to come so close to the Final Four.
I'm sick for these guys. I'm sick for these guys, along with Kenyon Berry and Skylar Rimmer, especially our seniors. You know, our young guys, we have a lot to work for here starting next week, but our seniors have been awesome to work with.
3 Gator seniors combined for 33 points. Justin Leon led the team today with 18. The Pirates having a rough day with their starter Josh Lindblom, who gave up 5 runs in the first inning against the Phillies, 2 on this home run by Maikel Franco. That one got out in a hurry. And then it was 2 more on a home run by Andrew Knapp. Right there, Lindblom's day would be over after just 1.2 innings of work. But the bright spot for the Pirates today and all month was Jose Osuna, driving in 2 runs with a double right here. The outfielder continuing a strong spring campaign in which he is batting .417. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
Attention sleep apnea sufferers. If you use CPAP therapy, if you have private insurance, or you're on a Medicare replacement plan, we may be able to help you get your CPAP supplies at little or no cost to you and free shipping. Most insurance companies allow a patient to get a new CPAP mask, cushion, filter, and tubing every 3 to 6 months to prevent respiratory infection and skin sores.
That's why you should call Americare CPAP. Call 800-423-5457. That's 800-423-5457.
For years, I told everyone my Craftmatic adjustable bed was the greatest until I got the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has an adjustable pillow feature that's awesome. You're gonna want one too when you see how little they cost.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less, featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest, bedside power plugs, under-bed night lights, and more. Available in all mattress types with optional heat and soothing massage for as much as half the price of Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. Adjust the rising pillow feature to help align your head, neck, and shoulders. See for yourself with our 30-day in-home trial. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You gotta see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-237-0214. That's 1-800-237-0214. Call 1-800-237-0214. Call now.
Every person is different and every real estate deal is unique. That's why experience matters. I enjoy guiding my customers through the process of buying or selling a home because there's so much that can happen. I want them to enjoy the real estate experience as much as I do. I'm Eric Schrock with SWC Properties. I love being in real estate.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular received a J.D. Power Award for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-297-5313. Go to consumercellular.com or visit a Target or Sears store today.
The Empire State Building went partially dark on Saturday night to put a spotlight on climate change. Some lights were turned off for the 10th annual Earth Hour, a worldwide campaign to raise awareness about the need for action in tackling climate problems. Many other famous buildings and landmarks also dimming their lights for an hour, including London's Tower Bridge. It was hard to tell on the Empire State Building right there how many lights were turned off.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell.
And you know what's nice about living in Florida is that you can go without the lights during the day sometimes, because we are the Sunshine State.
We are the
and
Sunshine State, and it is going to continue that way for a very long time, at least through next week.